Brunch husband my brunch husband my ass.
Okay, explain.
What a difference a week makes. I do not like Myrla this week. I was all on Team Myrla last week. This week, I am brunch husband my ass. That shit she said to him, I want my brunch husband. And you don't want to be my brunch husband?
But
her little jabs are oh, I'm sorry. Before we get into it, hey, hi Chris, hi Sheeta, how y'all doing?
See how but you know what, Tanya? That boils down to what Chris said from the very beginning. She wants the idea of a husband. She does.
And you know what? Mm-hmm. Gil brought that up to her. But welcome to another episode of Still
Dope. He laid it out perfectly.
But as y'all can tell, we are in this, jumping right into it, getting into this shit with Married at First Sight.
I guess we're starting with Gil and Myrla.
So we might as well start with Gil and Myrla because she hurt. I was trying to give her the benefit of the doubt and thinking last week, I'm thinking maybe she's just so guarded and that she's like, baby steps. But this episode, I was like, her fucking jabs with when he's like, oh, we're the Cora, whatever his last name is, and Feria home. And she's like, you mean Feria Canana? Feria Canana. And then they did something else where it was like the woman or the man, and the man was first. And she's like, wait, why can't I be first? I mean, it's just the little shit that she says that is just so annoying to the point where I don't know how Gil is still with her ass because I would have bounced. I'm done. Chris?
Go ahead, Shade.
When a man does that to you, you know what? Just walk away because he's not interested no more. He's done. My thing with Myrla, I was never Team Myrla, but I understood her slightly. My thing has always been that she's just nasty and rude. She has no home training. She doesn't know how to treat people. It's disgusting. And it's just.
and how about when, I think everybody now knows how you feel about Miss Myrla, Chris. So I'm going to end my rant on her. I've got my list here. I said Myrla with the jabs all the time, but then what infuriated me the most, on top of the whole brunch husband thing, was when he was like, can I give you a foot massage? And he was so excited to rub her feet. And this is her the whole time on her damn phone. And I'm like, bitch, put your phone down. The man's trying to give you some sort of intimacy and you just on your phone, and then has the nerve on the confessions to be like, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give him like a 5. And then she keeps saying, oh, that hurts. That's this. She's got to go.
And again, I'm not great with makeup. I don't know. Or not the prettiest person walking, but I'm not acting like I am either. That girl, what does she have on at that restaurant? All her shit looks cheap.
Basic. She acts like she has this lifestyle, but yet every time you see her clothes are disheveled, wrinkled, and cheap looking. Like, even at the brunch, she didn't roll in there with no nice outfit, no nice, coiffed out shit or some lubies and nothing on. Her hair was just basic. Skin was shiny as hell. And I'm like, but you came here for that Chanel Illuminati drink.
They kept the coat on.
The whole time. Who does that? Myrla.
The thing too that bothered me is when she said when he was telling her about the restaurant. When she was telling him about the restaurant, and she's like, she saw an Instagram influencer go there and the drinks or whatever, and he said, you wouldn't drink this drink if it had a different name. Again, all she is pretense. There's nothing. She's just pretending to live a life of somebody who has taste and class or whatever she thinks these things are. She doesn't. It's pathetic. I almost feel bad for her.
I don't this week, but then again, we'll see next week what happens, because The bitch is taking me on an emotional roller coaster. I was on her team last week, and now I'm like, this week, I'm like, I can't stand her.
If you were only on her team as far as the money went, you never liked her. I don't think last week did you like think, oh, she's not a bad person? I don't think you were that.
Yeah, I kind of thought that because I was looking at her and I'm saying to myself, maybe she's just one of those women that is just closed off and very like got her guard up all the time, and she's just, because when she looks at him, she clearly looks like she likes him or is attracted to him. But I'm like, maybe she's just not ready to, lay all of her cards on the table. But after this week, when he just put it out there and he's like, I just want to be wanted. And when she came back and said, I just want a brunch husband, I was done.
Yeah.
She first brought up the brunch husband and he's like, well, that don't make, he's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, I want to feel wanted. Like, I want to be wanted. And she paused and I was waiting. That was her moment to be like, I want you. I care for you. Let's figure this out. She looked his dead ass in the face and was like, with her drink, and I want a brunch
with a big Chanel thing on the side. It looks stupid.
That's the name of the drink. It's like that's why she went there, because
why does it have to have Chanel on the side?
Chanel. It was called the Chanel something drink.
Mm-hmm. She's fake and phony, and she's just has an ugly soul.
Ugly.
Chris, nothing.
Anything,
sir?
She's so, I can't even.
So horrible.
She's just awful. She's rude. She has plenty of chances to just be nice. If you're not even attracted to him, just be nice. Just be like, whatever. But the whole foot massage thing, he's trying to connect with her. He's trying to be physical with her. He's trying to please her. She can't even give him that much at all. And
not even to look him in his eye as he's doing
it. 5. You know what? Then take your fucking Louboutin foot ass and rub it in your Louboutins then, if that's what you like. He's just trying. First of all, Gil is cheap. We've established that. Gil is cheap. Okay? It's not like he's Gil's cheap. Because the one thing that I would give Myrla, she said twice a month she wanted to have a date. I get that. That's fine.
That's acceptable.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
That's doable. Twice a month, a date. You got it.
Especially if you have no children.
But she is just so pretentious and rude and just not nice. She's just not a nice person. She's not a nice person. She's not a nice person. Oh.
One thing. She's more nice. Like when she met with, you can see like her whole disposition. Like when she sat with what's her name? Rachel. When Rachel came over and they were talking, right? They were like, she had like genuine like on her face for Rachel. Like she genuinely cared like what Rachel was talking about, what have you. As opposed to when she's with Gil, it's just like, yeah.
I think that's how she relates to men though.
Yeah.
Because she wants men to think of her a certain way. Like she's like this angelic Virgin Mary type person with all these like, expectations and worldly things. I don't
like it.
Huh?
I said, then act like it. No man is going to look at you. I don't give a damn how pretty you are, how much you got in the bank, what kind of shoes you stepping in, what kind of house you live in. No man, or no human being for that matter, is going to look at you that way if you're just a stank ass.
And she walks around like she's smelling shit all day long.
Just rude.
How does she work
and
with
she
children?
has not kissed him.
That's on his dumb
You don't have
ass.
to have sex. Fine. Don't have sex. But if you're married to someone for 2.5 weeks and you haven't kissed him on the lips yet,
That's ridiculous.
you're married to him. Not dating. Not dating. You are living with, sleeping in the same bed with somebody, and you haven't kissed him yet? You haven't kissed him on the lips. That's some bullshit. That's some straight up bullshit. I don't care if she's the nicest woman in the world. Even that, just on that alone. If you are married to someone, legally married to someone, and you can't even kiss them on saying, I want to take it slow. You can't kiss them hello on the lips. You can't give them the lip kiss because I'm not ready for that. You got issues, girl. You got issues.
And again,
that you're sleeping in the same bed with and are married to, you can't kiss him? Kiss him. Kiss him. That's how far off she is. That's how far off she is as a human being and as a nice person.
And don't go on a show like Married at First Sight if you have all these things. Like, I'm not, you have all these, like, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Well, then don't go marry a stranger.
Who else?
Exactly.
Who else?
Exactly. But even the idea of a husband, you'd at least kiss your husband. Look, redhead girl, Barry Randy, whatever her name is, Brett and Ryan. Look, they're not sleeping together, but at least they're affectionate. At least they kiss. At least that kind of. They're not Jose. None of that stuff. You know what I mean? But even if you have issues, but you're married to the man, you can't kiss him. You can't. And I'm glad Gil spoke up and said, "Look, I just want to feel wanted. I just want to feel wanted. Like you want to be in the same room with me. Like you want to be in the same marriage with me." He's trying to do rubbing her feet. Fine, he's cheap. Fine, he don't want to do this. Fine, but let the man have something. Has not given him anything. Has not given. With the chocolate. I'm sorry. With the chocolate chip cookies, the man's still in shape. The man's still in shape. If the man was fat and wasn't, his vice is chocolate chip cookies. I see you ate the chocolate chip cookies. I'll make you some cookies. Bitch, I don't want your fucking cookies. I want these fucking chocolate chip cookies. So shut the fuck up. I'll make you better ones. Those aren't good. Shut the fuck. Unless you're gonna kiss me, you don't have shit to say to me. You have shit to say to me. If I was Gil, I'd be like, yo,
we're done here.
I'm at the point where he's been all kind of nice. He's at least trying, even if he knows his resistance, even if he knows that they may not be compatible. He's not really fond of the money spent, all that kind of stuff. He's at least trying to be somewhat of a husband in the relationship. No, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not going to do that. Not my thing. No. That was a 5. Oh, no. You know what I mean? I guess you rub my feet. Yo, I
see.
You don't like her?
You see?
Not really. She's not. I just want, even if they're not going to work out, but why are you on the show?
Thank you.
Why are you on the show? You want the idea of a husband, right? She hear what we were talking about?
Yeah.
You want the idea of a husband. Even your idea of a husband isn't a husband. You just want someone to be there. I don't even know what she wants it for. I don't even know what she wants a husband for. Someone to do things with, a brunch partner. She wants a brunch husband. Okay, what are you doing for him?
I think it's all for the IG.
What are you doing for him?
I think it's all for the Instagram. She wants the followers so she can get like sponsors and get paid because, as we all know, you get a certain number of followers. Now people going to pay you for your shit to advertise stuff. I think that's what she wants because she couldn't even sit down at the table and have a decent conversation with her husband before getting the boomerang out. Let's do a boomerang. With the drinks. And he's like, what? What's that? And she's like, oh, a boomerang. And she's like, just hold up your drink. And he's just like, huh, what? And then she shows it to him and he's just so like uninterested in it. That alone should have told her he ain't into that shit. Let me just enjoy my husband at brunch.
To the relationship.
I think she's
If she's
doing
spending all the money,
it.
well, I'm spending all the money on what I want to do. I'm doing this for myself. I don't want to do that. I want to do that. What are you bringing? What are you bringing to the relationship?
Nothing.
What are you bringing? What are you contributing to a relationship? Not what's you and someone else, and you do your own little thing. What are you bringing? What are you bringing of any kind of value? You're not nice. You're not kind. You're not giving. You're not loving. You're not sexual. You're not bringing anything. If she was all that and this and the other, but she was kissing him and affection, and she was maybe giving him some, he could deal with it. Because a lot of men will deal with a fine woman, giving she's fine, but she's a bitch. She is not. She won't even kiss him. That is fucked up to me. That's fucked up to me. You can't even show any kind of affection, and he's trying to show affection to you, rubbing your feet. She's like, I thought it was just weird. I think it's just weird. You know what?
Maybe she's just not used to nothing. Maybe she's not used to men because she's such a turnoff anyway. Maybe she's just not used to men who are giving, who are nice. I mean, he might be cheap, but I think he's the type of person that you can bring around. You might not get him all the way spending money. Let him be who he is, but he's going to let you. I think he can be brought around so that you can enjoy the things.
Oh, you can spend your own money on whatever. He's on the extreme level of cheap. I understand that. And he's like, I don't want to ever eat out. Okay, Gil, you're going to have to eat out every now and then. I'm not making you food all the time. He's on the extreme end, but at least he's trying. He'll go out to dinner. He doesn't want to go out to dinner, but he'll go out to dinner. She can't even say, oh, that's really sweet. Thank you for rubbing my feet. It wasn't really my cup of tea. Even if she approached it like that. I'm not really into that, but I appreciate the effort that you're putting in to being my husband, period. She can't even give him that. That is so, I can't. That's it. I don't want to talk about her anymore.
I have one more thing to say, though, about her. She's such
she ain't cute. She ain't cute anymore. Sorry.
No,
Go, Shanita.
I don't think she ever was. She was in her Instagram pictures, but once she started talking and got on camera, after the wedding day, when they stopped doing her makeup, she wasn't cute anymore.
No, she's just basic.
And
we're all cute for the gram because look, we got filters. Shit, let's just call a spade a spade.
This is true. I need to learn to use them, but yep, this is
girl.
True. When she pulled up to Rachel and Jose's house, and she
go on, remind the folks what that simple ass said.
Fucking, I don't remember what she said verbatim, so you might have to help me out on that one.
She
said, damn rude. Go ahead. What she said?
They were out there, and I guess apparently he must live not in the city. He lives in the burbs, obviously. Clearly he lives in the burbs because they showed his house, and his house is huge. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I hope you don't make this an every year thing because after this, after today, I don't plan on coming to nowhere near this old quiet ass town or some shit she said. And I'm saying to myself, bitch,
it's like you can't appreciate. You know what it is? She can't. If somebody had told her that one of her blogger friends lived next door or something, then she probably been like, "Oh, it's such a nice place" or whatever. She can't do anything unless there is something of a material value for her to enjoy it, to make it seem like it's the best thing ever.
And you can't tell me that if Gil had that money, if Gil had money, and Gil bought her a house, got her out of that rinky-dink ass apartment of hers, and moved her into a house like Jose's, that she'd be calling that shit, I don't know, it's out country ass town or whatever the hell. She'd take that big ass house.
You think? I don't know. It would have to be the zip code that is desirable in all of Texas. To her, exactly.
You right on that one.
Any suburb.
You right on that one. It would depend on the zip code.
You bought this house? Oh, well, I really wanted a pool, so that's the type of shit she would say. Yeah. Oh, you know what?
She's horrible.
They're not gonna make it. And she's only gonna find some dude who's got a lot of money and that sees her on this whatever and has a lot of money and be like, I don't care, and that I'll let you do what you want to do, baby girl. You can do whatever you want. That's what's gonna happen, because this is not gonna last. She's not gonna say yes. She's not gonna say yes to being with him.
Oh, I don't think
and I hope he doesn't say yes either. I hope the two of them say no.
I hope they ask him first. I hope they ask him first, and he says no. Because if he wants to have a happy life, she ain't it.
If they ask him first, she's definitely gonna say no. If they ask her first, she's gonna say no anyway.
I know. So ask him first, because I feel like it's really on him. We don't give a fuck what she says. We want to know what he's going to say. And I think after what he said to her at the restaurant, I think he's going to have a well thought out reply to why he's saying no. And I hope it chumps her hard. She's going to pretend like it doesn't, but I think he's going to come with something for her in words, verbally, and just destroy her. She's going to walk off like nothing.
She doesn't care. She doesn't care. She's not going to be hurt. She doesn't care. You know why she will care? Because it's the way everybody else will look at her.
Yep.
You know?
She don't care because they already looked from the beginning, from the first bachelorette party. They were like, Myrla, I don't know about Myrla. Myrla doesn't want to do anything. They already know.
But I'm not talking about them, the people that she wants to connect with outside, like in the blogger world. She wants to be the one to be like, I rejected him because he didn't. But to have him reject her first, she'll feel it. I think she'll feel it.
Especially if he comes with that ether. If he hits her with that ether at the decision day and goes in,
he's not the type of girl to go in.
But I don't. Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I don't think he would do that.
He'll be diplomatic about it, and he'll be like, I just don't think that it'll work, and I'm not that type of thing.
I think he'll give reason.
Yeah, he'll give reason, but he won't give like if I was in the fucking thing, I would
good money for that.
I would take a scalpel like this and be like zip, 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 and you wouldn't even see anything. You didn't stab me, and all of a sudden the blood would start coming out like this. Yeah. The blood would start. You're like, you didn't get me. And you're like this. And all of a sudden, you missed. And all of a sudden the blood would start pouring out of the slits. Like I would. But first of all, I wouldn't stand for the stuff that Gil's standing for in the first place.
No.
I thought it'd be nice. But once I saw that she was not into the marriage, I'd be like, no. I mean, you'd see it from the beginning. Oh, golly. And you're not going to kiss me? Come on. You're not going to. I'm not saying tongue. I'm not saying pet me down or rub my. You're not going to even kiss my lips, and we're married for 2 weeks?
Right. Just a simple.
We're married for 2 weeks. If we were dating for 2 weeks and living together, I still wouldn't. We are married at first sight. You can't even kiss me on the lips. These are the motherfuckers are fucking.
Basically.
Bow and Johnny.
Amen.
Brett, they're not fucking yet.
Well, no, they're not fucking yet.
Jose and so-and-so. Michaela, everyone's fucking. Everyone's fucking, or he's petting or fooling around, this, that, and the other. She won't even kiss. And remember he's like, oh, have you guys kissed yet? He's like, oh, newsflash. Remember he made a joke? He's like, nah, not yet.
Yeah, he's like, no, what did he say? He's like, no, we haven't kissed. And he's like, and again, I haven't kissed her. And then, and lastly, oh no, she hasn't kissed me. So it was like, no. And they were all like, damn, looking at him like, what the fuck?
No.
That's crazy. All right.
No, I wouldn't stand for that shit neither.
We'll go back to the percentages. Now, let me go back last week because I haven't. So last week, Tanya, you gave them a 80. Chris, you gave them a 40, and I gave them a 65.
I'm giving them a 20.
20.
You giving a 20 as well?
I'm giving 20.
Yep.
I'll go with you all. 22.
20. Also. Nah, we good on that.
I mean, They'd both be foolish. They'd both be foolish. I think he'd be more foolish than she would. But if she won't even. She's not even nice to him. She's not nice to anybody.
She's not. Yeah, she's not nice to anyone. It's horrible.
I haven't seen one thing in her. I have not seen, honestly, not seen one time in her that she's been beyond herself, helping out, being sweet, being nice to anybody. Her friends, I haven't seen her be nice to anybody.
Well, that should have told us right off the rip from the wedding when she was complaining about the makeup. She's like, I don't look like them. I don't look all made up and phony like them. And I was like, damn, those are girls. They about to stand up for you at your wedding, and you just so shaded them.
Like, what does she bring to their friendships? Because she brings nothing to a marital table. What does she bring to a friendship table? I'm just
maybe
amazed.
She's that friend buying drinks if they go out, and one ain't got that kind of money, and she's like, "Oh, I got you. Let's go to this expensive."
She wouldn't do that.
I was going to say, I don't think she would do that.
She wouldn't do that at all.
No, I don't think so. She seems like a selfish.
She'd leave them there. Oh, you don't have it. Oh, well, I've got to get home, so I'll see you later.
Or that you go to the bar and be like, I ain't leaving. I'm gonna go have my Chanel No. 5 drink. You bitches can go, to the local dive bar down.
What did does she even realize how rude she is? Or is she that scared of? I mean, obviously there's a deep emotional thing going on with her about not being able to reveal herself, being vulnerable at all. And I think someone being friendly and nice is there's a vulnerability in that. I don't think she wants to be vulnerable at all to anybody. Either she's gotten really screwed over before, but not even kissing the man. There's something going on with her where she cannot even open up to anybody or anything. There's some deep issues there.
I hope it comes out, because that's the only way that's going to make me change my mind about her. Either it's going to come out what's her underlying issues, or she's going to melt or break and finally give in to him and tell him that she loves him and fucks him or kisses him at least. Jesus.
She won't even kiss the man. You think she's going to have sex with him? She's not attracted to him.
No.
Because if it was a fine man rubbing your feet, if it was something you were attracted to rubbing your feet, you'd at least be like, okay, well, that's not really my thing. But you'd at least give him some, like.
I'd give him a little something. I'd give Gil a whole lot of something at this
She's
point.
like, I'll give you a 5.
Too damn for me. Gil is too damn
Rub
fine.
your own damn feet. Rub your own damn feet.
If Gil would have came at me talking with that Palmer's cocoa butter and was like, can I rub your feet? Sure. And I don't like massages, but I'd be like, sure. And as soon as he got that, I'd be like, go ahead, cameraman. Y'all got to get the fuck up out of here, because we about to throw it down. We're about to do a Johnny and Bow and get the, horizontal hustles going.
Let's talk about them. Let's talk about them.
All right.
Bow, chicka, go ahead. Bow, chicka, bow, bow.
Bow. Well, we already know they fucked, and fucked well, apparently.
They're very happy.
And Johnny was happy. But I got one little flaw with Johnny.
What?
I think Johnny is just a little freak. I think Johnny is happy if he's fucking, because he was so happy with her after they had sex. And then when she did that whole little date thing for him she did the date thing and then they had sex, whatever. And then afterwards they were like kind of like cheeky with each other and always laughing and fun loving, whatever. And then the moment she got serious, when he did the paint thing, and she was just like, she really wanted to get it right. And she was kind of obsessing over it, which is a little bit much, but he was just like, don't
brush over that. Don't brush over that. That was excessive of her being so. She wasn't, because it was supposed to be a couples thing. You're painting together and it's supposed to be fun. She's like, no, I'm in art class right now. Please don't disturb me while I'm getting this color right on the thing. And he's like, that's why he was like, I thought this was supposed to be like the two of us having fun together, and we're not having fun. Like when they were playing the paint thing, or the guns, they were having so much fun but she wasn't like, wait, no, stop, let me get this right. If she was like obsessive of like, no, God, I can't get it. Let me work on that's the way. Then it would have been something else. But she was so like, no. It took the fun away from it. I get what he was saying. There wasn't a couples thing that they were doing, and she was not. What?
No, I get it, but he was just so turned off, and like the way he was looking at her, it's like, dude, like 1 minute you're like all enamored with her, and now you're like looking at her like, ew, I hate you. Like I was just looking at the way he was looking at her. I was like,
he's not. She wasn't even looking at him. That's the whole thing.
I think he was more annoyed than maybe he could have brought it down a little. She definitely needed to bring it down a little too. But I get her. I understand. Like if I'm doing something like that with someone, I want it to look good too. That's all. You know, I get where she was coming from, and his whole thing about like, you know, we got the wine going. You know, we should be chill. And she should have been a little bit more chill, but I don't think he should have got as uptight about her. Let her finish it. You go ahead and get drunk while she's putting on those final touches or whatever. Because it's going to end up the same way. They did end up going to bed together, and they seemed like they were going to enjoy it. So I think that's just one of those like little small bumps. I don't even think it's like both of them probably made a big deal out of nothing, and they should just from this point on just recognize, you know, she could calm down a little, but he doesn't need to be as irritated as well.
I just thought it was a little much on both of their parts.
Yeah,
but that's all I had. But
they did do the do, because I like you could see
the do.
They were so happy,
and the way they got to that point was he was vulnerable with her, and remember his whole thing was, if you fall in love with me first, then I'll fall in love with you. And you can see him. They're great for each other. They're really, I'm telling you, they're really good. Everyone has their problems, obviously, but, and they're going to be fine, and they're going to be annoyed with each other, but I'm glad they had sex. I'm glad they both seemed happy. I'm glad it's going to be great for them. It's going to be great.
I'm happy for them. What did we have for their numbers last week?
Across the board, 85.
80, yeah. I give them an 80. I give them a 90 now. I'll up to 90 now.
90.
90. Yeah. I'm gonna stay at the 85 because you never know. We're still kind of early in this, so I'm gonna stick with my 85.
I'm gonna stick with 85.
94. Are they going to stay together at the thing? Yes, I would give it 90.
I'm gonna stay at 85 because again,
I'm leaning more towards the 90, but I'm gonna stay at 85. I don't bet well.
I don't either. But the way this has been going, it's like an emotional roller coaster. So it's like this week I'm like loving them. I'd give them 100 right now, but I'm like, something tells me some shit's about to pop off, and so I'm gonna stay at my 85.
Okay. I mean, was there anything that watching it? Like I said, I didn't even have a lot of notes for this one. I didn't see anything that gave me great pause. Anything that really stood out other than when they actually, you know, went in and made love and how happy they were afterwards. He seemed so much more relaxed with the guys when he was talking to them. There was, you know, they just seemed like like they were married for like in their first real year of a marriage after dating. You know what I mean? Not so much like, oh, well, they're not strangers. So, yeah, so I didn't see anything that gave me great pause. They both have like their little personality quirks that they need to work on, but that's not a deal breaker in any relationship.
And they communicate well. I think that I like when they sit down or they have their moments where they're just talking, because them two really have some good conversations. Like when with regard to, and I think it's because they knew each other in the past. So now it's just more comfortable because they've known each other from a long time ago, that now they can sit down and have these conversations. Whereas it might be.
Remember, she said, "I have my crush." She's like, "I'm married to my crush."
Mm-hmm.
That was cute.
That was cute and sweet.
And when they were in bed after they did the hokey pokey, and remember, she was spooning him, and she's like,
"Yeah."
And you see him.
She's like, the cuddle pillow is gone. And she was so, you could just tell she was glowing, and she was like, complimenting him, and he was like pretending he was asleep. And when I forgot what she said at the end, but it was obviously something.
I'm gonna get into his heart like a poison. Like I'm gonna.
And he like when the camera stayed on him,
like
he
a
just
parasite.
Like a parasite.
He smiled and he smiled. That was cute. That was cute.
They are. They're good. I mean, we'll see. I don't see anything really kind of disrupting that if they keep on the same road. I wasn't happy with him like the last couple of weeks, because I felt like he was doing a lot of nitpicky stuff. But I never stopped liking her. It was him I had some questions about. But this episode, no, nothing stood out to me. Nothing stood out to me to really just critique. So what about Jose and do we want to go to Jose and Rachel or Zach or Brett and Ryan? Because that'll be a quick one.
Yeah, let's do Brett and Ryan because them two is quick. Ryan don't like her. He is not into her. He just ain't trying. I shouldn't say he's not trying. He speaks a good game. Like he thinks it's gonna go there, or he's surprised that nothing has clicked yet. I just think he's just talking shit, and I think he's just trying to find a way out of this. He is just not feeling her.
I was trying to figure out what it is about her, and I guess it's kind of hard to ask anybody that question because sometimes people just don't click with you. But I was trying to figure out what is about her that he didn't like because
because she's not his typical type. They've made it very clear that he has a specific type, and it isn't like the red hair, and he's
no. You mean you see the roots, girl? You need to get that.
I've seen the roots. I saw the roots, but
did you see the roots in the thing?
I did.
And then I was like, oh, girl. If I'm noticing your roots, I'm like, oh shit.
I don't like the color, but
I'm not into that red, but.
Not that color red.
It's from red. It's red down here, and this is all black now, or brown, or whatever. I was like,
she's got that ombre thing going now. It's just getting a little awkward for me because she clearly is attracted to him, and she clearly is trying. Like when they did that, when she did the Jenga game, and she's like, I forgot how it went. If you get it right or get it out, you get to pull this card. And I wrote on in these little cards what I think about you. And he was like, well, damn, that's a whole lot of cards. And I'm saying to myself, that should tell you a lot. Like if she's got a handful of cards of what she thinks about you, then that's not her, that's you. And now I feel bad because I'm like, I don't know if he's going to have the nutsack to tell her. He might be that dude that will go all the way, just appease her and go all the way to decision day and then crush her while she's like falling for him. If he's not feeling her, he needs to get out of that shit now because that's going to just devastate that girl because she is all into him.
But
I think go ahead, Sheila. I think we're on delay. Go, Sheila. I'll stop.
Okay. No, then there has to be a point for her because she knows he doesn't feel any particular way for her where she has to guard and temper her own heart because she can't get to decision day and really be like, all in knowing that he is not. She can't. She has to look out for herself.
Yeah, I think she's protecting herself. That's why she hasn't slept with him yet.
Yeah.
And I think she's
I think she will though.
But I think if she puts it down, he may change his mind.
I don't know.
I think that's one of the things about them that she hasn't. The reason why is because she's been kind of. I wonder why they haven't had sex yet. Is she really trying not to, or until I don't know.
I don't think he is initiating it. I think if he did, she'd sleep with him regardless. If she has that, I'm protecting myself and I don't know where his head is at, what have you. I think she'd still sleep with him. I just think she is not his type and he just can't get over it. He needs to have Dr. Cal or Pastor Cal Somebody needs to sit his ass down one-on-one, not with her there. They need to come and do a one-on-one with him, whether it be Pastor Cal or Pepper or that non-dressing of a one. I forgot her name.
You mean the yellow toga?
Yes, yellow toga.
What is she doing?
I don't know. But
Dionysus. What are you doing?
I mean, yeah.
Come on.
It's terrible.
Thank God she's married because she looked like she went into it. She went like this. She went like this and ran in her closet and fell down. Whatever fell on top of her, she gonna wear. So this. I want to have a yellow toga and aquamarine earrings and a big ass ugly necklace.
Yep, too much. It's too much. But back to that. I just think that one of the experts needs to have a come to Jesus with him one-on-one, without Brett there, and they need to figure out. They need to peel back them layers and figure out what's going on in his head, because just looking at him, he just looks pained. Like he looks at her and he looks through her. Like there is nothing. I keep saying it. I say it every week. His eyes are dead. There is nothing there. It's like he has no soul.
Not animated with anybody. He's just a shell, really.
I think if she puts it on him, though, he's the type of dude that be like, oh, that's my wife.
I think he'll be satisfied like most men, but I don't know. I don't think he's going to change. I think
that's one of the reasons why he's not.
But I don't think he's attracted to her and wants to be her husband.
That's what I'm saying. If she puts it on him and he has any kind of like, he likes her as a buddy or whatever. But if she puts it on him, maybe she's waiting to hold out for that. She's like, oh, let me just put it on him for a little bit.
She's doing more than buddy stuff, right? I mean, Tanya. They're touching. They have a lot of physical intimacy other than the sex. So, dude, you're only missing out the actual penetration. So but I'm not seeing any loving care towards her, even with that. I mean, that says a lot just from just the physical part. So him not giving her anything, he's just not into her at all.
No, and or maybe it's just him, because remember when they had that question, they did the questions with the cue cards from the have you ever been in love, that the professionals sent them. Mm-hmm. And he admitted to her that he was in a relationship, a long-term relationship, but then I guess he didn't step up to the plate and marry her or what have you. I don't know what the reasons were, but he was like, I don't know what could have been with that. It could have gone to marriage, but I guess I was taken too slow for her. So basically she let his ass go. Mm-hmm. So Brett was a little on the fence, like, well, oh my God, he's just like going to move at a slow pace like that. I wonder if he's going to do that with this. And I don't know, she's questioning herself because she's like, I don't know if I could hold out like that, They
ain't gonna make it.
I just don't think they ain't gonna make it. I'm giving them a cool ass 20.
No, I'll give them a 40.
No, I'm giving them a 20. I don't think that's gonna work. And we even go so far. I don't think it's gonna work. And I'm gonna go so far to give this prediction. I don't think they're gonna make it to decision day.
Really? Okay.
I think they'll make it
Last week, Tanya gave them a 30. I gave them a 75. No, I gave them a 70, and Chris, you gave them a 75.
But they're gonna make it.
Yeah.
Now that I see that it's not, I think it's down to 40, because he's like, I just don't feel that spark. I just don't feel that spark. I just don't feel that spark. And she's kind of like, it's not. I don't think it's gonna. It's 40. I think he's gonna say
decision day.
I think she would say yes. He would say no. So I think it's 40.
And I think it's not going to make it to decision day, because I think he's just going to be so conflicted. If this keeps on, I hope that he mans up after having his one-on-one with someone, and he just is like, I can't do this. This is it going to work? Why am I? I don't want to waste your time.
I don't think it's that volatile, though. I don't think it's that volatile. I don't think she doesn't look like. I don't think he looks like he doesn't. He just hates her like Myrla. But
no. I'm not saying that. I'm just thinking he's just not feeling it. Like I think he likes her and he cares for her, but maybe as a friend, but not as a girlfriend nor as a spouse.
No. I don't see it either. I'm not getting any good vibe from him. All right, let's move on to Jose and Rachel.
Ugh.
What did you give them, Shahida? What did you give?
I gave them a 40. A 40. Last week I gave them a 70.
Let me get my notes for Jose and Rachel because I do believe they
Oh
have
my
they
God.
have the most notes from the
Oh,
episode.
really? Okay. I took like little notes.
First of all,
Go, sir.
he's so controlling and
dismissive.
yeah.
Yeah.
He is also very dismissive,
He
and
doesn't
I don't
hear.
like that at all.
He says, "I don't hear." He just wants. Oh my God!
He just wants to talk and be the center of attention, and it's all about Jose.
He said when he was talking, they're all like, she's like, well, he likes to talk. And he was like, yeah, so I'd like to. He's trying to show like, I have this, I have this, I have this, I have this. I'm this great thing. I'm this great thing. I'm this. It's like, okay, dude. Okay, we get it.
Calm down.
Calm down.
And like she said, he doesn't listen
At all.
He just talks and doesn't listen.
And the dismissiveness when she was trying to explain it to him, and he was just like looking at her, and he's just like, "So just tell me twice."
I'll try to listen. I'll try
to listen.
The toothpaste thing, though. The toothpaste.
Oh, I got that on my notes. The toothpaste. I wanted to don't slap the shit out of him.
Oh.
You couldn't do that shit to me. I would be like, "Fuck you," and I'm taking my toothpaste and I'm out.
Who does that? Who does that? It's so easy to go from them.
It's not, and I'll be honest, I hate that. It drives me crazy.
Fine.
But people still do it. People still do it, and you know what? It's a small thing, but it's because he's so controlling. But he's an asshole.
Yes,
he's an asshole.
He's an asshole. He's a closet asshole. He's a subversive.
Right. He sneaks up
like he's an asshole, but he's a selfish asshole.
Yep.
He's like an
alcoholic.
He's a selfish asshole with a smile on his face to everybody else.
Mm-hmm. He is an asshole. Because
then go ahead, Shahida.
Because go back to him being an asshole is like he comes off as so nice in the very beginning, but within the first 15 minutes of a conversation with him, you realize it's all about him. It's all about what he wants. It's all about how he perceives the world and then he kind of categorizes everybody. And then in that whole time, you have said shit about yourself. He's an asshole.
Yeah.
The one thing that I did like that he did, and I will give him his props, was, and I thought it was a great idea when they had their little date and the coasters that they made. I thought that was a great idea with the Scrabble pieces and making your own coasters, gluing them, then making your little sayings and stuff. But he had me rolling because he had to bring up that old cheating incident of hers.
Oh,
and
yeah.
She had to spill all of her tea. And then he gets in the confessional and he's like, "I'm sorry. My wife ever cheated on me. I ain't taking her back. We're done." I was like, I hear you, because I've been there, done that.
The way he says things like that, even with her, when he was saying, he kind of like he's trying to almost push his agenda and with a smile and like, oh, so what happened with that? As opposed to, hey, I'm concerned, or coming at her with a open heart almost, as opposed to a selfishness about it. Of like, how are you going to service me? As opposed to, hey, you know what? About this, the cheating thing, like, how, I'm scared that you might cheat on me, as opposed to, you're a fucking cheater? Now explain that. Why are you a cheater? Oh, okay. Well, that's not going to fly with me. As opposed to, hey, if we're in a marriage together, I'm concerned about that. He didn't have that compassion, at least for her, or not compassion, but yeah, maybe a compassion for her to and she was, I appreciate she was straight up honest with her about, she didn't have to tell anything. No one's going to know.
No.
But she's like, yeah, this is what happened. I've learned from it. I don't want that, this and the other, and blah, blah, blah. He's like, yeah, so, yeah.
Yeah, because everybody, at the end of the day, everybody has a past. Good, bad, or indifferent. And when you meet somebody, it is not your business. what I've done, who I've dated, who I've been with, what I've done sexually in the past. That's not your business, and vice versa. I've never, as dates that I've gone on, I've never asked any man about any exes, whether they be wives, girlfriends, or whatever. And I don't want to hear about your sex history. That's not my business. What you did before we met is you. We got a blank slate here. Let's figure this out. And if we like each other, then fuck it, let's be together. But he was like butthurt over it. Like he was the one that was cheated on. And then he was like going so far, like, do I have to worry when you and your girls go out to the bar now that, how am I going to know that you're going to be faithful to me? And I'm just like, dude.
I'd be like, how do I know you're not going to suck a dick?
Right? How you know you aren't going to get all banged up and let some ding dong fall down your throat?
He reminds me a lot of Myrla.
Yes.
He reminds me, I said it last week, I think, or a couple of weeks ago, that he's not as rude and nasty as her. Like you just said, his sneaks up on you where she smacks you in the face with it. But yes, he kind of goes around the bend with it. But he's a horrible, nasty person too. I really did not. I haven't been liking him a lot anyway, but I was thinking, okay, it could work. But I want better for her. I like Rachel.
Me too. I think that if they get, well, they will get to the decision day. But one of two things is going to happen with her. Either she's going to come to her breaking point where she's just like, dude, I can't take this dude. And she's going to be like, I'm done on decision day. Or she's going to be deflated because all she wanted was a nice guy that was going to take care of her and love her and do all this, like the goat thing. She was in love with him after the whole goat yoga thing because he was holding that damn baby goat like it was a baby. How do you know that man's going to be a good father by the way he's holding the baby goat? That don't make no damn sense. And she was all googly-eyed in his face with it. And I'm just like, okay, what? I don't give a fuck about that goat. It's a goat.
I get where she's coming from, but I agree with you 100%. A lot of people are nice to animals, don't make them nice to human beings. But I get that, she probably saw it as like a loving moment between them, read too much into it. I do like that she does push back a little. I was afraid that she's gonna
roll over.
Yeah. And even last week, I was like noticing she was making excuses for some of his behavior, but this week again, I think she kind of did a little pushback, and I'm unsure. I just want the best for her.
Right.
I don't think that
I do like her though. I do like her. I do like her. I think she's real. I think she's real, and I think she's trying.
She should be with Gil. They should wife swap. Because Gil, that's all she wants, a nice guy that's down to earth, and Gil wants to be wanted. And I can tell you right now, if them two were married and they hit it off, they would have already been kissed, fucked, in the whole 9 yards. She'd be all over him like white on rice.
But she wants to travel, and Gil would be like, no, I don't have money. We don't have money to travel.
Asshole don't want to do it either.
I know. I'm just saying, if you put those two together, he'd still have a problem with the money. She's reckless with the money. But you're right. They would be fucking. They'd work on it. They'd have much more. But leeway.
I think to get Gil out of the country, one, he's gonna want to go back home to
Colombia, right.
So they're gonna at least go to Colombia. I think that she could get him to do a little bit more traveling.
And they're both Hispanic too.
Yeah.
Myrla wouldn't like Jose though.
Oh God, no, she wouldn't like Jose. Please.
No, they're too much alike.
Yeah. And I can see he's not her type anyway, because she made it clear, she liked the tall, dark, and handsome, just not bald.
Does she like any? I don't know if she would.
I don't know what the hell she likes. If she likes anything.
She don't like anything. Yeah, I can tell one thing. She likes a little Chanel drink. That's what she likes.
When her friend described that he had never seen her do any PDA, I'm not huge on PDA, but I'm pretty sure my friends have seen me do some PDA. Come on.
Yes.
How are you friends with somebody for 10, 11 years and you've seen them in relationships and never seen any PDA.
I thought he lied. I thought he lied because
don't
get it twisted. I'm pretty sure she had a conversation with her friends before they went over there, and she was like, "Don't you be spilling my tea." And because you look, I'm a firm believer of looking people in their eyes when they're talking some shit. And when Gil asked him, his whole face was like, "Ooh, like, oh no, I don't think I've ever seen her do." No, if you've never seen her do PDA, right off the rip, you'd have been like, "Nah, bro."
No, you probably had to think about it. Like, I've seen her with guys. I would probably have to think about it.
That was his bullshitting. He was bullshitting.
I won't talk about her anymore.
I'm just saying.
Right. I don't know why we went back to her.
That as nasty as she is, I can believe it. Yeah. So for Jose and Rachel,
I gave him a high mark last week. I'm gonna say 80. Whatever I gave. What did I give him last week?
An 80.
All right, I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna do it like an 85 for Jose and Rachel.
I'm gonna give them a 75.
Yeah, I was coming down too. Chris gave him an 85. I gave him an 80. I'm gonna go. And the only reason I'm gonna go lower than 75 is because I want Rachel to walk away.
If he continues on, we need her to walk away, but I don't think she will. I think she might get deflated, and she might, because she wants to have that life, that she'll buckle. But one more thing on them too. Oh, well, just on Jose. What is with Jose and his high ass hugs? Every time he sees somebody and he's like, he does that whole over their shoulders and stuff. Oh my God, it's weird. You got to go back and watch it.
Yeah.
Not go back and watch it. The next episode, if he goes to hug somebody, watch how he brings his arms in. He like goes up like he's taking off, and then puts him down, and then gives him a hug. Weird.
He's a weirdo anyway.
He's weird.
All right, Zach and Michaela.
Michaela is crazy.
We all gave them a 0 last week, though.
Ding, ding. That bitch is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and it's in her eyes.
Never been in love. She's never been in love, she said.
So he said
Neither has he.
Huh?
Neither has he. He said it too. He's never been in love.
Yeah.
Listen to me. Zach
just for a woman to never be in love and a man to never be in love, I think there's just being sexist or whatever. There is a little bit of a difference because usually women will fall in love more easily than a man will fall in love a lot of times when you're younger.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe younger, but not older. I think Zach has way too many fantasies. Zach, like I said in the beginning, Zach is like that woman. And yes, I'm being sexist. Sorry, not sorry. Zach is like that woman that you have those fantasies all your life. All I want to do is I want to be I can't wait to get married and have this wedding and spend the rest of my life with this dude or whoever. He's got way too many fantasies of how he thinks marriage should be.
I don't think so. I think if Michaela was sane, it would work out.
Yeah, I think he's kind of mirroring. He wants to mirror the marriage that he's seen his parents.
Yes.
And so I totally see where he's coming from with some of that, but Michaela, I mean,
that bitch is just batshit crazy, and at
she's
this
trying to hold it in. She's trying to hold the crazy in now because he's spoken to it. That's why she's never probably been in love, because they probably had to run. She's nuts.
When he said, and what he said wasn't problematic for me, when he was telling her what he looks for, like his checklist or what have you.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
That was basic shit. Because when they were doing the ding, 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 and I was like, check, yeah, loyal, check, loving, check, got a job or whatever he wanted, independent or whatever he was looking for. And obviously looks and all that. People are visual people. It is what it is. So what he was asking for, what he was saying to her was not excessive in the least. I was like, yeah, I get that because I want the same thing with a little extra stuff. And she had that scowl on her face looking at him like, really? Like, nah, what?
I think it was more so because he came prepared with an answer. Because I think a lot of what she does is she bullshits on the fly. because she doesn't mean anything. She doesn't think hard about anything. You know, she just tells you what she feels in the moment. So she doesn't think hard. He thought about that question and he had a reply to it. And I think that's what kind of like, you know, kind of made her kind of wary of him, because when she was like, I might have 1, 2, and 5, but what if I don't have 6, 7, and 11 or something like that? Is that a problem? That was a doable list. It
was a doable list.
Spoke to your character.
And I think that I mean, the conversation, it started off kind of, but then it looked like they ended on a good note, like that, they were going to try. I still don't see this working, only because, and it's solely because of Michaela, because I think she is just cuckoo. And I have a feeling that this is just the tip of the iceberg of the crazy that we've got coming. And I haven't seen any previews and nothing, but I'm going to tell you, she just has that. She's like,
we still haven't seen that preview. That preview at the beginning, we still haven't seen that scene yet.
Right, where she goes to the left.
And she went left on Johnny.
Yes.
Remember? That was her going off on Johnny in that preview.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention because I wasn't trying to watch the end.
She just has that look like Ryan. Like Ryan just has that, I got nothing here. There's nothing in my soul. He looks at you and it's like he's dead.
Who?
No, I see she's more animated.
But I think Michaela has that rage. Yes, she has that fire and rage behind her eyes that it's just a matter of time before she explodes and she starts throwing shit and going to the left on that poor brother.
Yeah, I mean, what did you all think of his analogy about
I liked it. I it wasn't great, but I could see his thought as an analytical man. I could see his thought process of trying to equate it to her of how he's feeling about it. So I was like, okay. And she's like, well, and then he tried to break it down to what it meant. So I mean, I got it.
Exactly what he meant as he was saying it, but I was just like, it's going on too long. Stop.
I was screaming at the TV. I mean, that's how bad it was. He was going on, and this bee, and then this bee, and I'm just like, fuck off with the bees already, bro. Just tell her what you want.
But then she's like, well, you got to go with the hive, which had nothing to do with his argument.
I'm just like, just speak your mind. Stop with the analogies. Just spit it out. We are grown.
Yeah, but she wasn't getting that though. She wasn't getting it without the analogy.
She didn't get the bee analogy either. She was looking at
at least he's trying to. It wasn't work. She's not
because no matter what, she's always gonna say, "Well, what did you do to make me mad? What did you do to make me throw that bottle? What did you do to make me, take the golf club to your car? You did something to make that happen."
Yeah, it's not never right.
It's never just
she should have never went on Married at First Sight. She should have handled her friggin' tragically dying father issues before she even thinks about entertaining a relationship, let alone a marriage.
Yeah.
No stranger wants to deal with that. I'm sorry. I'm not marrying a stranger, and you're bringing me all this heavy shit that you haven't come to realization with. I'm not trying to give you your therapy. Hell no.
I hate to keep bringing up her family, and the only reason I am bringing up her family is because they said that they were her protectors and they did so much for her. But you let this woman get to 30 years old, and what is she, 31, 32? You let her get this old and not take responsibility for anything in her life? Because any kind of conflict, it's not her. I mean, in her, how she even broke it down about like the whole bee scenario thing, and it has to be a problem with the hive. They told her that it's not you, Michaela, it's them. If they hadn't, that's where she got that shit from.
Because I'm also thinking, because they're older than her, and I said this last week, I think they are her protectors, and they're protecting her because their father died tragically. It obviously affected them all, but affected her the hardest because she was the youngest. And I think they just enveloped her and basically coddled her. So now when don't think she hasn't had tantrums or went to the left on them. She probably has.
She just needs therapy.
She does.
I don't think she's
a good therapist.
Extensive therapy.
I think it could work if she has a good therapist to get through those issues that she has. And then they need a couples therapist too to work through their shit.
That ain't gonna work.
I don't think it's gonna work. I think they're like Brett and Ryan, and I think their asses ain't gonna make it to decision day. I think we're gonna have a double whammy up in here. I think this is gonna be an epic ass season. I don't
think Brett and Ryan is volatile though.
No,
I don't think
he just don't like her.
I think Michaela and Zach is volatile, which might end up in like them not being even close to. But I don't think Brett and Ryan are volatile. I think they'll just wait it out and be like, nah, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen here.
Because I can see Michaela putting her hands on him.
I can see that. I can see Michaela putting her hands on anybody.
And I can see him around this. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Why'd you do that?
Michaela, stop it. Michaela. Michaela, I'm trying to listen to me. I can see.
Right. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting how this pans out.
And did you?
But I have a feeling there's going to be some fisticuffs
when they were in the kitchen. Not when they were doing the cooking, but it was like they were trying to they were having a decent conversation or whatever, but you could actually see her trying to hold back like her response and reaction to him.
She didn't hold back that pepper or whatever seasoning she was putting in that.
Ooh, girl, oh, Chris.
That was so funny.
And he's like, whoa. I
was like, hold the phone. Like, honey, you don't even know how to make no scampi. With the pepper, she's like, and then the thing, she's just like, that was another moment where I was screaming at the TV because she just had the thing and she's just like, and I'm like, bitch, that's enough. You gonna kill this man.
That was fun. So what do we give them? We last week we gave them 0.
I'm giving them a 0. I'm sticking with it. They ain't gonna make it. Her crazy is just too much. That shit ain't gonna work 8 weeks.
15?
Mm-hmm.
I 0.
I'm gonna stay at 0 because I really think she's gonna put his hands on her, and I think he's gonna be like, "I'm done." I don't think that they will make it to the couch.
I don't think so either. I don't think they're gonna make it to the couch. If she puts her hand on him, then realistically, it's a show. She needs to be gone. They got to go.
Before we go, I really would like to know what the interview process is like. Because in this season alone, really some people who need some serious help. And at first I would have said it was Rachel, but no, she really seemed to have worked on what she wanted to work on, because I see a little bit of strength in her. Johnny and Bao, they're fine mentally. But the rest of them, and Brett, she seems okay. But how did Michaela come off? Is it an extensive interview? I'm sorry, I'm rambling because I just don't understand why they make these huge mistakes.
I'll tell you, because I remember when we were gonna, do this new season. When we were talking about the Boston Married at First Sight, what did my happy ass do? I went and I applied for shits and giggles for research. I went and applied, and the application is like a fucking personality test. So either they're bullshitting,
but that's just in the written part. But what about the actual sitting down and speaking with professionals?
Oh yeah, I didn't know because I didn't get past. Apparently, they didn't like my application.
I think Michaela can come across at, you don't know crazy until you unearth crazy. Mm-hmm. You can have an idea about what crazy is, but until you see it in a relationship and then you start seeing things, then you can see crazy. I think Michaela could easily come off as a pretty, established woman who wants to be married, who says she wants to be married, who says she wants to be in a relationship, and it's really nice and seems to be kind and caring. And then you match him with a guy who really wants to be in there. You could see why you could set the two of them up if he really wants to be married. She needs someone who has patience. He's patient, all that kind of stuff. I could see why they match them up. But you don't know crazy until it rears its ugly head. You know what I mean? And people can hide crazy a lot, even in an interview for a long time. Just like when you hire somebody, you don't know what they can hide a lot of stuff before, or you're like, well, I didn't know that. Well, I just don't like to do that. Like crazy can pop up on you.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, okay, you're right.
I get it. I get that. But also, so they are, and I think I figured this part out. They are not interviewing friends and family at all.
I don't think so.
I don't think that they're interviewing friends and family, because I know as a person being interviewed, you're gonna put your best face on, and your friends and family are gonna want to do that for you. But they will tell a little bit more about your personality.
But even if you're hiring someone for a job, you wouldn't talk about friends and family. You know what I mean? It's the same type of thing.
No. There are times, even though HR does not like to admit, when they go and call for that reference, and those references are not supposed to technically say anything bad about you. I remember in one position I had like about 10 years ago, guy called me up from vacation because I called him for a reference, and he said the guy is an asshole. Never happened to me in my life. So,
wow. Okay.
And not only him, but several other people called to say, when I asked the references, how horrible. They hired him anyway.
Yeah, but I think Michaela can come across.
He was exactly what they said.
Yeah, but she can come across as some. You can't say she's crazy. I mean,
I don't think crazy, but enough to say maybe she's not ready for this.
Yeah, but if you can see, I think Michaela could definitely sell herself more than you would trust somebody. Than you can trust somebody else. And also remember, they got a small amount of pool that they can choose from, and the best that they can have, as well as having good TV. You know, you do the best that you can. You do the best that you can with what you got. So
yeah,
But
I can honestly say that in the beginning, I don't think anybody had any clue that she was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, because she presented well, like during the pre-interviews, like the pre-shows before the wedding, and even during the wedding ceremony shows. She was so giddy and so happy, and she seemed genuine to me.
Exude happiness. She did.
Right.
She did.
And then when she walked down the aisle and saw him, and their wedding was cute, I thought they had one of the cutest little weddings. And then when they went to the honeymoon suite and they got on well, that shit snapped. I mean, everything was good until they got to Florida and he caught COVID. And he was like, when she realized that this isn't going to be a traditional honeymoon, it was like, you could just tell by her face.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I don't think that they'll make it to the couch, but
newsflash, couples cam, Plastic Man and Drunky Girl divorced.
Oh, they finally gone?
They did it.
I can't watch that.
I saw
she's like, I don't think I was ready for it. He's like, I don't want to be the source of your pain. And and she's like, I just don't think I was ready for it. And I just don't think, I've had traumatic with people, authority figures doing things to me growing up, and I haven't gotten over it. And I need to really work on that. And he's like, so they're not together. They broke up.
All right, guys. I got to jump. I got book club tonight.
All right.
Happy Friday.
Bye.
Guys. We'll see y'all next week. Peace out.
Peace out.